Yes, I understand. At the end of the video last week, I said Jerryactric After Dark. I told you that I was tired, Gary. No, I don't... I now sleep. I am looking fine. I am looking a lot better. So, here we go. Hello, everyone. Jerryactric here with Jerryactric Midnight Movie Review. And tonight it was Inferno. Now, this one kind of came out of left field. It is the third movie in the Robert Langdon series, after Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. And it's interesting because this movie is actually not the next book in the series. It actually goes to... God, what is the name of that thing? Maybe that's why they didn't do it, because it wasn't that memorable. Actually, I liked it, so... But, so... The basic story is this. Robert Langdon, played once again by Tom Hanks, wakes up in Florence, Italy, with a head injury. He doesn't know what has happened in the last 72 hours, but he soon finds that he is being hunted, and that there is a mystery that is much more significant than the previous two movies. Aided by Dr. Sienna Brooks, played by Felicity Jones, he embarks on trying to stop the release of this virus that a eccentric bioengineer has created, and who says in 24 hours he's going to solve the world's overpopulation problem. I love these movies. They're nice treasure hunts, and they always take place within like 24 or 48 hours. I think in the books usually it's 24 hours for all of them, but I love these books. Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, of course, were very controversial, the books and the movies, because of certain descriptions of the Roman Catholic Church. But if you're one of those people who didn't like those movies because of those ideas, you might want to give this one a try. There is no religious aspect here. It is truly just Professor Langdon and his assistant trying to stop a virus. With no religious connotations whatsoever. Tom Hanks, again, as I said, plays Robert Langdon, who... I love him in this role because Tom Hanks usually doesn't get to play an action hero, and he is, and he's a thinking man's action hero. This man isn't guns blazing, punching out bad guys. He uses his brain in order to solve the puzzles. And it's always interesting because they're always in very beautiful locations, Florence, Venice, in this one, along with a few others, and you just get to see how somebody could come out of tough situations by just using their intelligence. Felicity Jones, wonderful actress, of course. This movie is kind of a warm-up to a bigger movie that's coming out in about 2 months, about stealing, excuse me, a certain plans from a certain fictional space planet. Excuse me. And of course I'm talking about Star Wars Rogue One. And she's very good in this role because she has to play a character who's immediately thrust into a situation that most of us wouldn't know what to do. And she plays it very believably, and she plays as a person who, as we get to know her more and more, all of her actions start to become much more believable. The bioengineer, who is only seen mostly in flashbacks, is played by Ben Foster. Maybe not a guy you know by name, but a guy you'd recognize. He's a very good actor, and in what amounts to a role where he has to be the primary antagonist without being on screen with the main character, he does it very well. Ron Howard directed this, as he has directed the other two movies, and this one was very interesting because of Langdon's head injury in the very beginning. Langdon is having visions from a contusion plus a drug influence, and they're very terrifying. They're representations of Dante's Inferno from the Divine Comedy, and these are very intense and scary scenes. And it was very interesting to see Ron Howard, who doesn't do that kind of stuff, pull it off, and it works pretty good. I'd actually love to see a Ron Howard horror movie. I think you'd be really good at it. The story is running from one place to another, with explanation being said as people are running. Now, if that's not your type of movie, you may not like these, but again, Angels and Demons, Da Vinci Code were the same way. And it's kind of like a treasure hunt. And that, I mean, that's really what these movies and books are. The Lost Symbol. That's what the third Robert Langdon book was. It's actually a really good one. It takes place in Washington, D.C. Excuse me. Hope I'm not getting sick. If there was one complaint about this movie, it's interesting because, unlike the Da Vinci Code, where the stakes are kind of not that defined, it's not like a bomb or stopping someone from being assassinated. This movie sometimes doesn't feel very like there's a rush. And I mean, with the idea of a man-made plague that could be wiping out humanity, there is urgency, but it doesn't seem like everybody's that urgent, or some people are more urgent than others. And that was only the real complaint, because you don't, as an audience member, when you're thrust into the story, especially in this one, where you're actually almost thrust into the middle of a story, and with the idea that people are going to die if this weapon gets unleashed, sometimes you didn't feel the urgency. So go check it out. It is rated PG-13. As I said, it's interesting because there is violence. There's not any real sexuality or anything, but as I said, these images, when Robert Langdon is having these mental pictures of Dante's Inferno, it is terrifying. It is scary, and so that might bother some people. So yeah, go check it out. Yeah, I like this movie. It's probably around the third of the movies, because I actually liked the Da Vinci Code a lot, because of Ian McKellen and a great story. And the Book of Angels and Demons was actually, I didn't get through it, but the movie kind of trimmed everything. But again, if you want to know about Robert Langdon and what he does, but you don't like the religious aspect, you could probably go see this movie, because, as I said, it's really just about stopping a virus, and it has to do with Dante's Inferno as the clue. So this is Jerryactric Midnight Movie Review, telling you, if you're not going to the movies, then what are you doing with your life? I don't understand why I was coughing, why you didn't get me a drink of water or something. I know, but you could have gone and gotten some. I mean, I'm coughing like that. Well, it worked well for a review of an illness movie. Gary, I talk a lot in these videos. That's all I'm doing, really. So please, could I just have a drink of something? What do you got over there? It looks like apple juice. Just come on, give me some. Is that whiskey? The old joke about villain shoots 50 shots, misses him, he fires one, and he gets it. And Tom Cruise plays this very well. We see a guy who is incredible in marksmanship and fighting, but